Welcome to Azure tutorial. My name is Arvind Kumar. So today we will discuss about Azure App Services and hosting option is in Azure. This is about myself. So today's agenda is Azure App Services and hosting option is in Azure. Okay. So let's discuss Azure App Services first. So Azure App Services comes under PaaS services. Okay. Platform as a service. Okay. So Azure App Services is a fully managed platform for hosting web applications, REST APIs, and mobile backend. Okay, you can develop in any language like .NET, .NET Core, Ruby, Java, PHP, Node.js, or Python, etc. Applications runs and scales with easy on both Windows and Linux environment. Okay, so let's discuss Azure App Services types and feature. Okay, so first is web apps. Okay, so Azure Web Apps is a platform that helps to host web applications by building, deploying, and running applications. Okay, Azure Web App is a platform as a service. Okay, so don't worry, we will do the practical. It will be more clear what we are discussing right now. Okay, so second is function app. Azure function is a type of cloud service which is available on demand. It's a serverless and provides all the continuously updates infrastructure and resources need to run your application. Azure function is used to build web APIs, process IoT streams, respond to database changes, manage message queues, and many more. Okay, so third is Logic App. Logic App is a cloud-based platform as a service in which you can create and run automated workflows little with no code. You can use virtual designer and selecting pre-built operations. You can easily build workflows that is capable of integrating services, systems and applications. Okay, so this is a Logic App basically. So API app is a tool to develop, host, secure, and share REST APIs in your organization or anyone over the globe. Okay, so fifth is WebJob. So Azure WebJob enables you to run program or script in your website as a background process. It can be exe or batch file, etc. Okay, so next is mobile app. Mobile app is rapidly used to build engaging cross-platform and native apps for Android, iOS, Windows, or Mac. You can store app data in cloud or in on-premises. Customer who are authentic can send push notification or add your customer backend logic in C# or Node. Okay, so basically this is used for mobile app. So let's log in to the Azure portal and let's see how to create a web app. So I'm already logged into the portal.azure.com. Okay, so let's create a web app. So you can type here app services. Okay, this is an app services option. Just click here. So click on create button to create a web app. Okay, so there is an option is coming create web app. Okay, so just select a resource group. I have already a resource group which is an existing one. So just select resource group. Okay, and and just write the name of your web app. Okay, so for an example, Arvind web app. Okay, so I have taken this. Okay, so it is showing this app name is already exist. So I'm putting it here one. Okay, so let's see now it's showing green. Okay, so it means that this web app doesn't exist. Okay, so I'm taking it as code. Okay, run stack. I'm selecting here as a .NET runtime environment. Dot ASP.NET version 3.5. Okay, I'm selecting the operating system as Windows and the region in which this would be created. I'm selecting here as a US. Okay, Central US. You can select. And next is Windows plan Central US. So you can see. Windows plan for Central US would be created. Okay, if you don't have any plans, so just create it. Otherwise, it will take automatic. It will create a new one. Okay. So next is it is asking to select a pricing plan. So you can select these. These are the pricing plan which exist here. Okay. So for an example, shared D1 that much rupees per month, okay, estimated for 60 CPU minimum minutes per day includes. Okay, so I'm selecting this one just to show you the demo. Okay, so next is zero redundancy. This is already disabled. So I'm clicking next. So next option is deployment. Okay, so I'm making it as disabled. Okay, in GitHub deployment, I'm making it as disabled. Okay, next is the networking. So it is asking enable public access to, so by default is on. Okay, so next tab is monitor. So there is an app insight option. So I don't want to enable in my web application. Okay, so I will we have separate video for the app insight. Okay, so you can see that. So I'm clicking this as no. Okay, so next option is tags. So you can select tag, you can enter tag value here if you require. So next is review and create. So it is asking to create. Okay, so I'm just clicking on create button. So it is creating, initializing deployment. So it is creating. It will take some time to create a web app. Let's wait. Now it is showing deployment is in progress. It will be created in couple of moments. Now our web app is created successfully. Now it is showing deployment succeeded. Okay, so let's see here. You can see our web app here. It is already shown here. It is showing your deployment is completed. Now if you go below, you can see your web app name. Okay, sorry. You can see this is the web app name, Arvind Web App 1, which we have already created. Okay, so I'm clicking this. So it will redirect to this page. Okay, now here you can see there is a option, there is a URL. Okay, https slash this is our web app name dot azure website dot net. Okay, so if you copy this and try to run in browser, it should work. Okay, I'm pasting here and run, just clicking, then it should open here. Now it is opening. So now you can see our this web app is already is working. Okay, Microsoft Azure, your web app is running and waiting for your content. Okay, it means that this is the by default page, which is like when we have created this Azure web app. So it is the first page which is already created by Microsoft Azure. Okay, so if you open that in browser, this page will open. It means that it is working fine. Okay, so this is all about web app. Okay, there are multiple things here is coming on the left side. So don't worry, we will discuss this in coming tutorials. Okay, very detailed about about the web app. So let's discuss hosting option in Azure, hosting application on Azure. Okay, so these are the hosting options. Azure App Services, second is static web apps, third is Azure Function, four is Azure Spring Apps, fifth is Azure Kubernetes Services, sixth is Azure Container Instances, seventh is Azure Batch, eighth is Azure Virtual Machine. Okay, so let's discuss this one by one. So Azure App Services we have just discussed now. Okay, so let's come to the second point, static web apps. Okay, so it is a service that automatically builds and deploy full stack web apps on Microsoft Azure from code repository like DevOps and GitHub, etc. Okay, Azure Functions we have already discussed. Okay, so let's come to the fourth, Azure Spring Apps. Okay, it is a fully managed service used for Spring developers. It also manages the lifecycle of Spring Boot application, which gives complete configuration management, monitoring, and diagnostic CI/CD integration. So next is Azure Kubernetes Services. Okay, it is also called as AKS. Azure Kubernetes Services gives the easiest and quickest way to start, develop, and deploy cloud native apps in data center Azure. Okay, Azure Kubernetes Services has functionality of Azure security, cost management, identity, and migration services. Okay, so this is about the Azure Kubernetes Services. When we will do the lab, then we will discuss more on Azure Kubernetes Services and all these things, all these hosting options also. Okay, so sixth is Azure Container Instances. It is a service that helps and enables developer to develop containers on Azure cloud without having to provision or manage any basic infrastructure. Okay. So next is Azure Batch. Okay, Azure Batch. If you have a very large scale application that requires parallel processing and high performance computing HPC, then Azure Batch is used. Basically, it runs the batch job efficiently. Okay, basically how it works, it manages and creates the pool of compute nodes, that is a virtual machine, and install your applications which you want to run on it, and schedules the job to run on these nodes. Okay, so next is Azure virtual machine. So Azure virtual machine we have already discussed in previous video. You can watch my previous videos. We have already given the information in detail. So friends, hope this helps. Thanks very much. So friends, it's a request. Please support us. Please like our video and just subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon for latest updates. So let me show you how to search my channel in YouTube. Okay, so just go to YouTube and in search bar just type JYEONS Geons Tech. Okay, just click on search. You will find this channel. Okay, and this is my channel name, Geons Tech. I request you to just click on subscribe and press the bell icon as well.